everybody in the whole house.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
31 seconds, and we're going for auto sequence start.
The young must know it. The old must know it.
T-minus 10 seconds.
I can't believe that it's real. I can't believe that it's happening.
Okay.
Was zal ik Deutsch reden or niet?
No,
English.
you can talk in English.
English, you sit there, I talk to you. You listen. Here, sit down here. Okay. Peter, I'll talk to you. I have to look at talking to somebody, okay? Right? Now, we start. Tell me when we start.
Okay, we start. How did you come to Eilat?
How I came to Eilat is a long story. I came to Eilat after a long roundabout way. I can start way back. I'll start way back. I was born on the sea, on the North Sea in Holland, a town called The Hague. And when I was 6, 7 years old, we moved to a town called Noordwijk on the beach, on the North Sea. So I already had very young, I had connections with the sea and with sailors and with fishermen. And I always, since I was young, I was dreaming what is on the other side of the sea. I always wanted to travel. But you couldn't travel when you're young, so you have to go to school, you have to learn, you have to study. I remember very clearly. The first thing I was finished the next day, I went to Amsterdam to look for a ship.
So you were 18?
I was 18,
okay.
And I left Holland, and I didn't even care where I went to. We were already a few days on the sea. I think we were in the Gulf of Biscay, and I asked some of the guys there on the boat, I said, where are we going to? He said, what? You don't even know where you're going to? No. It was in the winter, it was cold, and it was a storm. He says, no, we're going now from Holland, Southampton, England, go to Canary Islands, and from the Canary Islands, we go to the summer. We go to South Africa and Mozambique, and we make a trip 2 months and we come back. So I was very happy. In Holland it was cold in the winter, and we went to the summer because in South Africa it was summer. So I did about 6 trips like this of 2 months, and then I had to go to go back to Holland. I had to go to the military, right, like everyone in Holland.
After 1 year with 19?
I was 19, then I went to the military. But I was always dreaming, when I was in the military, I was always dreaming of going and traveling again. And so after the military I started traveling again. Then I went to South America, and then that's how I came to Israel. And I came to a kibbutz, not far from Beersheba, kibbutz Chatzerim, and I learned Hebrew there. And I liked it very much. Kibbutz life, you know, you work on the fields, people from all over the world, nice people. And so, but also in the kibbutz there was a lot of people in those days that hippies, they smoked drugs. And although I was traveling and I was a sailor, as a sailor you drink, but I never really was interested in drugs. But then on the kibbutz I started to smoke hashish and marijuana, but not hard drugs. But I was thinking, I was searching, I was looking for something. After a year and a half on the kibbutz, I figured out everyone is equal here. But there's always people who are more equal. There's always people who wanted to be the boss. And I didn't like, I wanted everyone to be equal. I was really developing my mind towards socialism. Not communist, but towards equality, Because when I was traveling in Africa and in South America, I saw a lot of people, poor people, And also there's very rich people. So I thought that's not fair. The world is not fair. But I left the kibbutz and I came to Eilat. And I lived with a bunch of hippies here in the mountains.
Yeah, over there.
Like where Jonathan is.
Yeah.
My son is now living there too. And one of the hippies, he walked around with the Bible. And his name was Danny. And he started speaking to me about Jesus. And Danny was the first one who gave me a Bible. I was 25 years old. 25 years old. I was never read the Bible in my life because I was brought up as a Catholic. I used to go to church, you know, until I was maybe 18 or 19. But I never read the Bible. And somebody asked me, what you believe? I said, yes, I believe in God, and I believe in Jesus. But I didn't know what it was. But when Jesus said, you must be born again, I didn't know anything. Because when somebody asked me, are you born again? I said, what do you mean? Reincarnation? You must die and be born again? He says, no, that's not from the Bible. Reincarnation is from the East. It's from Hinduism, Buddhism. But the Bible, Jesus said, what is born of flesh is flesh, right? You're born from your parents in the flesh. But you must be born now from God, from the Spirit, to get a new life. And so people explain me, and I start reading the Bible. And after a couple of, didn't take me much. I remember in Christmas, I started reading the Bible, and right maybe after New Year, I already had become a believer. And I liked the Bible so much. It was totally new book for me, you know, it was a revelation for me. I had heard a lot of the stories about Jesus, but never read them. And I read many other books, you know. I even read Bhagavad Gita, I read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, I had maybe looked at the Quran, I was reading philosophy, all different books of philosophy, but I never read the Bible. And so when I started reading the Bible, it was a new revelation. And I think it changed me totally. Maybe right after that, I could say I felt it. I felt that I was born again now. I felt this is the truth. Before that, you know, I knew it in my head, but not in my heart. I knew, because even on the kibbutz when we were smoking hashish, and one talks about Muhammad, other talks about Buddha, other talks about, the Jews talk about the rabbis, but I always was thinking in my heart, or in my head, but Jesus came to the planet Earth, you know, it is Jesus, but I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I didn't know it by head, but not by heart. And now I was born again inside. You know what I mean? Not just head knowledge, but heart knowledge. And that was 37 years ago, I guess.